Have you ever been excited to search a couple of boxes of half dollars that you've waited all week for your bank to say that they've got them in for you, only to be skunked? If it has, then this video is made for you. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and if you're like me, nothing is more exciting than searching half dollars in the hopes of finding some silver. But more oftentimes than not, you go through a box or two only to feel like you've been skunked and found no silver, and what you're left with is a big old basket of Clad half dollars that now you have to somehow get back to your bank. So then you sit there and you feel like, I wasted my time. How are people finding silver? I found nothing. But wait, did you really find nothing? The fact is, inside each of these half dollar boxes is 1,000 coins. 1,000 coins, and the chances of finding silver is pretty slim. Typically for me, I average about 1.5 silvers per box. Now I don't get them in every box, but in my history of hunting half dollars, what I typically get is 7 or 8 boxes out of 10 that produce 0 silvers, 1 or 2 that produce a couple, and every once in a while I find a nice box that has a lot of silver. A collection dump, if you will. Now those are few and far between, so while you're hunting your half dollars, you should be looking out for those heirs and varieties that are worth a lot more than the silver counterparts. So in this video, I'm going to cover some of the best clad heirs and varieties you should look for. Now, typically, I don't do a video like this, a tutorial, if you will, of what heirs to look for, unless I have found my fair share. So I figured I'd go ahead and show you some of my recent finds while looking through clad half dollars for some of these valuable varieties. I have found a 72D no FG, a 73D DDO FS-101, a 74D double diverse, and I have found several of those. A nice clipped planchet from a 71D, a no FG 82P, and even a few 83P no FGs. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list. The ones that are written here in type print are the ones that are recognized by PCGS. And of course, you can check heirs and varieties books for the 83P no FG, which I've handwritten in there because it's not a variety recognized by PCGS yet. That being said, the purpose of this video is to make sure that you don't just get discouraged when you don't find silver, but to understand there's a lot of value in the other varieties you can find in your clad half dollars. So let's go ahead and cover this list in detail. The first clad half dollar you want to look for is a 71D doubled die obverse FS-101. You're looking for doubling in the T in Liberty and the RST mostly in Trust. And when I bring up PCGS's website and I bring up the 71D 50-cent piece and I expand it right here, here is the FS-101, and that's what we're looking at first. So when I click on the 101, we're looking for that T in Liberty, and you can see the doubled serif right to the left of the T, and especially in the RST right there in Trust. Now this is a hard one to look for because the doubling is not as pronounced, but you can clearly see the doubling on the top of the S, the doubling on the top of the U, both of the serifs, and on the R. And of course, you can also see it on the edge of the T. So that is the FS-101 71D. Auction record at MS66 is $176. Not a very valuable one, mainly because of the lack of strong doubling, but even in lower grades, it still fetches a pretty good price. Even in circulated condition or about uncirculated condition, it's a $35 half dollar. Now, if we go back and we go to the 71D once again, and we go to the FS-102, and the FS-102, it's heavily doubled in the word in the In God We Trust. So I'm going to go down to the 71 right there. Look at the doubled serif on the I and the N especially. Very heavily doubled. And this one, of course, because the doubling is more significant, the auction record in MS66 grade is $470. But still, Even in about uncirculated, it's still a $30 to $35 coin, and you can't get mad at that. Next up is a 72p double die averse FS-101, mostly visible in the word trust. So once again, we'll go to the PCGS website. We'll bring up the 1972 right here. We'll expand that, and you can see it, the FS-101 right there. We'll click on that. And according to our key, we're looking at the word trust. That's a beauty. Wow. Heavily doubled. No questions asked on the RUST. You can clearly see it. What a beauty. Look at that T. Look at the doubling on the U and the S and the R. Next up was a 72D no FG. I actually have an example of that right here. Let's go ahead and go back to the PCGS website. We're looking for the 72D no FG right there. Let's go ahead and click on that bad boy. And as expected, no designer's initials. Now in the example they have graded here, you can slightly see a little bit of the raised elements. So it is acceptable to have some slightly raised elements. But when I bring up my example and put it under the scope, almost no raised elements whatsoever. No designer's initials under the leg. Beautiful example. Happy to have found it. Next up, we have the 73D double die averse FS-101. You're looking for doubling in the 3 and the date and the word trust. So I'm going to go again back to the website. We'll bring up the 73D right here. There's a little plus sign, which means you can expand that. And here it is, the FS-101 right there. Let's click on it and take a look at the doubling here. You've got a little bit on the 3, which is hard to tell, but you can clearly see the doubling on the word trust, especially on that final T and on that R. I'm going to try to point to it, but it'll be hard to see because it'll time out. But you'll have on this top 45-degree angle of the R, you can clearly see there is some doubling there. Now, I have one of these examples right here. We'll put it under the scope and we'll take a look at it. You can clearly see that doubling of that line right there, but more importantly, take a look at the doubled serif on the S. What a beauty. Absolutely love it. Mine's not in great shape, but it's without a doubt a 73D double die averse FS-101. Next up is my favorite one to look for, the 74D double die averse in the word trust. Now, this is a pretty common one to find, and we'll bring it up. It's right here, 74D double die averse. If we click on that one, this is an obvious one. You almost can't miss it. You've got heavily doubling all on the RUST. The best example is to look at the one that I have, because I can show you clearly how obvious this one is. You can clearly see the doubled serif on the T, the doubling on that R, doubled serif there on the top of the U. The S has doubling, the T has doubling, the 4 is doubled there on the left, and doubled serifs on the right. Again, not a high grade example, but one that I have definitely found. One of my favorites. I find a lot of these, about one every 4 or 5 boxes. The 77D double die averse FS-101, you're looking for doubling in the word in, and the RUS especially in trust. Now, this is one that has escaped me. I have not found it yet. That being said, I figured we'd bring up the 77D double die averse. Let's click it open and bring up their example. You're looking for, like I said, doubling, and look at that trust. That R and that U are heavily doubled. It's a beauty. And also, you're looking for it in the word in, and take a look at that N on in. Man, that's nice. I have yet to find one. We'll be looking for it. And then finally, just like the 72D, you're looking for the 82 and 83P no FG. The 82P is right here. I've got one for you guys to take a look at. Same thing we talked about earlier. There's absolutely going to be no remnants of the designer's initials FG under that eagle's leg. It is missing. And then finally, like I said earlier, the 83P is not recognized in PCGS, but I have 2 examples of an 83P no FG, just like the 72D and the 82p, no FG present. Slight bit of remnants on the G on this example, and 0 remnants on this one. I think that pretty much covers it for today's video. Like I said, I wanted to point out that the fact is, when you hunt half dollars, if you're going to be going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus boxes a week or every month, don't get discouraged if you don't find silver. There's a lot more value in the varieties that are clad, and you could be passing them up. I'll go ahead and add down below in the video description the heirs and varieties that I covered in today's video, as well as links to my half dollar hunting mat and my scope, as well as a loop. Because if you're going to be hunting for varieties and heirs, you're definitely going to need something to get up close and personal with so that you don't miss any of these valuable varieties. Hopefully you enjoyed today's half dollar varieties video. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please leave it down below in the comments and I'll be glad to do so. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.